Good morning. Today we're here visiting with Wally Kurth, who is on both General Hospital and Days of Our Lives. And Wally, I know I personally came out here partly because of Day of Days, but you've been also on the road a lot with the General Hospital team. So you've been doing a lot of visiting with fans lately.
Yeah, not a lot, but yeah, the weekend in Texas was really fun because I enjoy meeting fans. I just do. And I try to learn a little bit about their lives and who they are. I mean, I like people. So I like going out and just and talking about the show and hearing what they think about the show, which is really nice too. So you're getting somewhat of a response as to what they're liking and what what they might not like.
Okay.
And that's always good because you don't really hear it. It's not like you're in the theater and you get
You don't get the applause, right?
And when I say applause, I mean you get sort of a temperature of how a story. I mean, you do a play, you can tell if you're losing an audience.
Okay.
You just get a feeling. If the story's not going, if your performance and it's very, there's an interaction. And so when I meet the fans, I get that.
Now, I know you do have a theater background. Do you ever get the opportunity to do theater these days at all?
No, it's sad.
It's
sad. I do it. You know what? What we do is a lot of like theater. This is the closest thing television has to theater. Longer scenes, proscenium stage.
And you don't do a number of
just like a stage, like a small theater.
And you don't do a number of takes. I mean, this isn't
do one
like
take.
One take.
One take, which is like opening night.
Yeah.
So you really get a sense of opening night and closing night on the same opening and closing night on the same day. And there's like a thrill. There's more of a live thrill that you would get in, oh my God, taping a movie like 20 takes and a wide shot, a close up, 2-shot.
Now, do you ever get
forever, and you just feel like, do I have to do it again? So what I mean. Theater is like one take.
Yeah.
So.
Now, do you get reactions sometimes from crew, depending on what the scene has been that you've done? Like if you've done powerful scenes, do the crew sometimes react though? Give you a little instant feedback there?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Now, you've been on both these soaps for a while. Which one was first, General Hospital or Days?
Days was.
Okay.
1987, 30 years ago in January of 87. Yeah.
Because Justin's had quite a journey on that show.
Yeah, I was gone for 19 years.
Yes. You had a big hiatus.
So it's an interesting journey.
Off to
a lot happened.
Texas,
a lot
right?
happened to Justin those 19. In fact, he spent a lot of time in the city of Port Charles, impersonating a man named Ned Ashton.
When he wasn't doing that alter ego, also, because then I don't know how many people remember.
Because remember,
he also did Eddie Main on that show.
The real Ned is Kurt McKinney. Looked like I basically took over Kurt McKinney's.
Okay. But you sort of absorbed that role. I mean, that's your role. People associate you. You're Ned Ashton now at this point.
There's probably more Wally and Ned. But there's a big. I mean, like, I love the lawyer stuff that I'm doing on Days, because remember my dad was a lawyer, and there's just something about that whole. I'm getting into it now. I used to be intimidated by all the legal stuff. Now I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go for it, and just really.
Are the terms now more familiar?
Yeah, they're more familiar, and I'm less like. Not worried about getting them exactly right. I can kind of, because sometimes if you're just thinking about the words, then you're not, the fun part is the acting.
Well, I'd imagine it's a lot like when we have the people who play doctors.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine.
You can't make the mistake.
No,
because that would be a problem.
So all you're thinking about, that's why I have a lot of respect for the under 5 kids. You know what I mean? Because they don't have any room to act. They're just say the lines. We got to get going. And, and I've seen a lot of hospital scenes where they got to come in, even in other scenes where the poor guy has but they give him a speech, a little bit of a speech. Oh, they're so nervous, and they just want to make sure they get all the words right. It's nerve-wracking. I respect that.
Now you sort of alluded to it. Who is more Wally Kurth?
Yeah, I think Ned is.
Ned is
only because really I felt like there was things that I didn't get to really express. Emotionally, I don't know if that's the word, or I don't know what it is, but I felt like Justin, after 4 years, I kind of limited him. I sort of made my decisions about who this guy is, and I felt I couldn't stretch a little bit. Just in terms of almost like more of like a joie de vivre, just a little bit more love of where he's at, more present. So when I went in as Ned, I really tried to just bring more of that, hey, not so round, so tight. And I think which is a little more Wally.
All right,
So
and then
I had more fun, I guess, is how I'd express Ned. Ned, I was a little bit more free to just not get so worried about what the producers want and what the script is, and put more of myself into a character. So now I do find that when I go back to Justin, I'm a little bit more, which is great because I'm in a suit and tie, just a little bit more out, a little tighter.
So he's become truly a separate character. Then.
Yeah,
There's no question
yeah,
about
there's definitely
that.
a difference. Yeah, but that's kind of the little dance that I do. Like, well, we don't want to make it exact, but no, what is the difference between? Well, there's a lot of Wally in both. And of course, there's a lot of Wally in everything we do.
Well, there has to be a lot of you in there somewhere. Otherwise, I wouldn't put you in there.
Just like the iPhone 10, when the face recognition, it's the same person.
Right. That's why you'll get the 10 and I'm not.
I want that face recognition. I'm going to be making all sorts of faces too.
You'll have to tell me how that works then.
Let's see if I can fool this.
Yeah, we'll see if it's really a beta version of the real deal. Now, when you do Ned, you get to sing at least once a year now, again, on the Nurses' Ball.
Yeah, I got to sing next week, 2 weeks from now, for the Christmas show, and I got to learn a song that I wasn't familiar with. And I thought I knew every Christmas song.
So it's an established Christmas song?
It's a public domain. James Taylor recorded it, Sarah McLachlan recorded it. I won't say what it is.
You don't say what it is, but now we're going to all start looking for James Taylor and Sarah McLachlan recordings of music.
So I'm learning it on the guitar, and I'm going to play it live. So that'll be fun. I haven't done that.
And this will be on GH?
General Hospital.
Yeah. But Justin sang a long time ago, though.
He did.
I still remember that. He serenaded Adrian.
Give me wings.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I did a lot of serenade. On the piano, too. Only in My Heart. I sang a James Taylor song. I sang a lot of songs on that.
Yeah?
Okay. The ukulele. I sang Blue Moon.
I was going to say, I wish I had you bring
that?
that. I was like ready to...
Blue Moon. Oh, my gosh, that's pretty.
That's fun.
That might have been the moment we jumped the shark on the singing.
And I'm going to go back because this is Day of Days weekend. And
I apologize for not being here because I was up my wife works for a winery in Napa, and this was the big weekend annual party, so I was up there for that.
I think that's a very valid reason.
I missed it. Yeah, she was.
Wife definitely trumps show.
It's a winery called 1111. It's an up-and-coming wine label. And they also have another business, custom crushing, and it's an exciting place up there. It's called 1111, so they have a party every November 11th.
Oh, that's kind of neat. So, do they distribute all over the country, or?
They're just a small. Like I said, the label just started a few years ago, so they don't produce a lot of wine. But yeah, they're trying to just get out there. It's a really good wine.
I'm gonna look for that because I do enjoy wine, so that would be nice.
I know they can ship to other states and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But you can become a club member.
Oh, now a wine club.
Yeah.
That would be a first for me.
It's really good wine. They're like a lot of them have been rated in the 90s.
I was going to say, have they done the rankings, the competitions, or anything?
Pinot Noir is like a 94, I think, for the 2015.
Okay, I will look that up. I will. Everybody, make sure you do that now. 1111. 1111. Okay. Now your story. So going back to what I was going to ask, your story on Days has gotten a little controversial these days, right now with what's airing. And I've heard a lot of feedback from fans who were like, how could Adrian go back to someone who has been so nasty to her over the years in terms of 2 different times where he's not only had an affair, but he's had long-term affairs. And now she's going back again. They're wondering about Adrian going back to him. But now for someone like me, I see it as soap opera chemistry.
But what was the long affair that I had?
Well, there was the Angelica the first time around, where she ended up being pregnant.
Was that an affair? We were apart. We were separated. I wasn't cheating on her, was I? I couldn't have been cheating on her.
I think it was assumed that it was sort of like
I think we broke it
up.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, but anyway, I wasn't having an affair with her. I mean, I think I was always really faithful to her. Elsa was the only one I'm really familiar with outright, and I like that idea just because we hadn't seen him for 19 years. And I thought, why not come back onto the canvas with a real,
Well, that I thought was fascinating,
real hiccup,
too.
like a real. Plus, they took me off the canvas, and they just had to explain why I was gone for 10 months. That's when I went back to General Hospital. They didn't use me. So that's when I went back to GH. Went, I'm going back to GH, fantastic. And then they started using me again. I came back from this Elsa affair. That's when I got reintroduced on Days of Our Lives. So I thought it was a great idea to have me have a big problem to overcome, an affair. But I also thought that's interesting because there's a lot of obviously. A lot of marriages go through this. One or the other spouse has an affair after a long 30-year marriage or whatever. It happens. So that why not let Justin and Adrian, we're not such a super couple that we never claim to be perfect. And I thought this would be perfect to like have that dilemma. So from, I think, a character standpoint too, and a storyline standpoint, I think it's makes them much more interesting. Because I feel like
I thought it was
he
a
did
good
a lot
twist.
of stupid things with Emilio trying to, bring down the barn, and then he gets, all that. But that was because I don't remember how our whole relationship up and downs of 30 years ago. I have no clue. I'm sure some fan understands the what about, but doing it, I just can't even. I remember after I found out that Victor gave me high blood pressure.
Okay.
Pills to keep me impotent.
I do remember that.
Once I found that
was very funny.
I remember going after him with a fire stoker.
The poker.
The poker.
Yeah, that poker's gotten a lot of action over the years too. Kyriakis' choice of weapon.
Swinging and because I couldn't.
That was very funny.
Because I couldn't be the man that I wanted to be.
That was very funny.
I got the use of my legs back, but I couldn't. I'm still impotent.
Now I have to say, for me, I find it a good twist, because for a couple to come back from that is also, I think, a really good message, to be honest. But also, you said you're not really a super couple. Yeah, you guys are a super couple on Days.
How could we be a super couple? We were only together for 4 years, and we left for 19.
However,
how could we come back?
The impact of the rich boy, the poor girl, and the Greek wedding. I think it's the Greek wedding. I think nobody will forget the Greek wedding.
No, honestly, you're right. That was such an amazing year, honestly.
I mean, as an actor,
of work,
I would imagine that was quite a fun experience.
About just being shot out of a cannon, I guess that's the only way to describe it, definitely. It was probably the busiest year. I probably worked more that year than any other year in daytime. I was one of those young guys that we were on for like 4 or 5 days a week.
Okay.
Seemed like it.
And now, do you ever?
Which was really overwhelming, because having to remember those lines and do all that and try to make it look, believable.
And now, we haven't seen you very much on GH lately. Will we be seeing you a little bit more now?
Yeah.
Are we going to get a Ned story, maybe? More than just that he got married, which we all loved.
Yeah. No, some Ned stories coming up. Some good stuff coming up, yeah.
Good. A little controversy, maybe?
No, yeah.
First of all...
And they'll be pulling in, the Quartermain family was definitely going to be expanding and being brought forward more. Yeah, so it's not just me, it'll be the whole
As a family, we missed
the whole Quartermain
seeing
story,
that.
yeah. The mansion is back. We're doing a lot of scenes in the
good.
foyer with a spiral staircase, and I have entrances and exits on the staircase, so that's always exciting.
I mean,
Actually, the set looks so big. Every time I walk in there, I'm like, I feel like I'm on Broadway or something. It's just
Okay.
The walls it's just gigantic.
So it's not just our impression
no,
from television.
it is a big set. Yeah, definitely bigger
Oh,
than
that sounds neat.
anything on Days.
And Ned married, of course, a powerhouse of a wife, which cracks us all up, because having her in the mansion with Monica. First of all, we love seeing Monica as well as Olivia.
I know. She's having,
and then poor Ned is like a referee. We're waiting for you to come out in a striped shirt and a whistle.
And they're keeping that going.
They are good.
Yeah, and it's good. I think it's good for Leslie and Lisa and
Well, I think it's also good for fans, because it's a nice piece of humor we can count on.
Yeah.
People say it's angst. That's not angst. That's hysterical.
Yeah.
They are great together, and they play off each other beautifully. And they have, even though they're totally different styles, as far as I can see.
And I think they're getting their legs. I think they're kind of figuring out. Like Lisa will ask me questions about, like, I feel like I'm just being such a bitch to Monica. I'm like, not really. You're just sticking up for what you believe. She's telling you feel like a guest. You're not a guest.
Right.
Don't let her tell you feel like a guest.
So I think it's wonderful.
So she's being very sensitive as an actress and as a character. She's like trying to feel her way through it, which is exactly what you do.
And I think that's what the character's doing.
That's
so
right. The actor often takes on what the character's feeling. They don't unconsciously. You don't even know it.
Now, when you leave, because you have 2 active roles, what do you do to separate in your real life to become not Justin, not Ned?
Oh yeah. That's the wonderful thing about where I live. I live at the beach. I have a son who loves spending time at the ocean and riding his bike.
And happy birthday! I understand his birthday. It was just recently.
Yeah, and my wife now works at home, and it's just like I feel like I'm going to like a beach house. You know what I mean? It's easy for me to like get into Wally, I put flip-flops on, shorts, a t-shirt,
and
I'm like, I'm gone. I'm like, you know,
you've truly
Ned
left work
and
behind.
Justin don't wear flip-flops and
That's
and
true.
shorts and a t-shirt.
I don't think I've ever
and
seen
I'm
any
telling
of them
you,
do that.
and that's why every day, boom, that's my uniform. So I just feel like that's easy to lose those guys.
Oh, that's
But
great.
what's funny about it, though, I enjoy taking those. One thing I do now that I never did before is I take my scripts everywhere. I learn them backwards and forwards because we only had one take. So I take them to the beach with me all the time. In fact, I love going to the beach because I'm like, you know, Brogan will be swimming and I'm just like sitting on my chair reading my scripts. And there's something about, I learn them better. I sort of understand them more.
And I understand,
and
of course,
really,
from soap actors in general, that you almost get a sense memory that's higher level.
Yeah, you try, and I take it everywhere. If I'm going, sometimes I'm going to Starbucks, I'll pull one out. Just like I keep them all with me, and just kind of look at them and browse through them all the time. And so even though I'm like going to the Wally, I'm like I enjoy spending time with those two characters too. So I guess in a sense, that's the only time I really get into them is when I'm looking at the scripts.
Okay, so now you talk about learning your scripts really well, and I understand that your scenes at least look flawless to all of us.
Aw.
But have there ever been moments when either you
Flawless.
or your co-stars have really had an issue and you'd really only get this take and you're trying to go through it and you actually have? Any challenges we've ever seen there?
We go through the tape. What's the question?
Wait, like where you haven't, the lines are not coming, but you're still
Oh.
moving forward, like you're trying to ad-lib it as closely as
Oh
possible.
yeah, no, that's why I want to know it. We
Yeah.
all know that we're just one moment away from unraveling.
So the people you're
You know
Okay,
how
that's really
you know how
funny.
everyone unravels.
Yes,
In
yes.
life,
Yeah.
like sometimes we're just a moment away.
Okay.
I don't unravel a lot.
But you don't want to do it on camera.
As an actor, I don't want, and I've seen other actors do it.
Yeah.
And I know that would not be good at that moment where I'm like,
Oh, okay.
you know, some actors can like, oh my God, let's do it again. I can't. My heart can't take the panic.
Okay.
But
But
that also gets you to like, I sometimes do feel that. Usually I'm like confident with all my lines, but sometimes you do have that moment where like, you just don't want to feel it. You don't want to doubt. Doubt breeds doubt in
Okay,
anything.
that makes sense.
And
That
that's
makes
kind of
sense.
what, so that's why I always like to run them backwards and forwards.
and your co-stars are equally as
Yeah, no, I've
dedicated
never
to that.
seen
You've
anyone
never had
melt
someone
down.
had an issue.
No, no one's ever unraveled.
And what
And
about
no-
the ensemble scenes? Because I know like there's like one line here and one line there and one line here. We've seen Kyriakis scenes like that,
Yeah.
and then we've also seen Quartermain scenes like
Yeah.
that. How do those balance out? Have those been
Yeah,
like?
sometimes that's tricky. You know, sometimes you gotta like, it's mainly just cameras too. Make sure we get that line. Sometimes someone will, you know, it'll happen before. It'll just, technical stuff, they'll have to do it over again. But yeah, there's sometimes take rehearsal. I like running them.
Yeah.
Like at the Quartermains, it seemed like we used to always, because when Stuart was on, and Leslie, John, there'd be like 6 of us in the green room, all running lines. And it was really fun, because we could
okay, that
talk and
sounds
laugh and
nice.
have a good time, just sort of hanging out with each other, and, you know, joke, and then get up there and do some work.
So do you do that with most of your co-stars still to this day? Like do the running
but
lines in
But
advance?
at Days of Our Lives, it's really just, we're just sort of like in each other's rooms, you know, dressing rooms.
Okay.
And which probably happens more than General Hospital. When I run lines at General Hospital, it's always in the green room. Every once in a while, I'm knocking on someone's door, and they're usually surprised because I don't think
Oh,
they
that's
do a lot of that. I
interesting.
don't think they run a lot of lines sometimes. People don't always run lines, which is crazy. You get one take. I just want to like say them out loud, you know, just like and see, you know, just hear their words.
Okay. Now you have those two. Thinking back, what was probably your most challenging storyline that you ever did?
Wow.
I don't care which show it was on. Just
Yeah.
what do you think was like
That's
sort of like?
That's a good question. Challenging. I'll tell you what was challenging was my stint on As the World Turns.
Oh, okay.
That was challenging.
Because.
Well, that was also the first time when it seemed like the tempo of taping was really fast, and I just felt like once
Oh,
again
okay.
shot out of a cannon. And when I say shot out of a cannon, I mean having to take all-nighters on the
Oh,
red
I know
eyes,
what you
red
meant,
eyes
yeah.
from LA to New York.
Oh, really?
And I'd arrive at Kennedy at 7 or about 6 o'clock, go over in a car, and drive over to the the Asworld Studios in Brooklyn.
That was in Brooklyn, right?
At 7 for a rehearsal with my dummy. And I was like really
Okay.
learning how to work a dummy.
You really did? You learned how to?
Yeah, I really did work. I mean, which was really, you know, hard. Which of course you never saw, because they always did singles instead of a 2-shot because they were afraid that it would look like I'm not a good ventriloquist, which is like, what does it matter if he's a good ventriloquist? The guy's a psychopath.
That's what I was going to
Pretty
say.
much,
He's a little bit of
he
a
turns
nutcase.
out to be nutty.
Yeah.
So why do we even like care?
Yeah, your role in that was pretty creepy, actually.
And I just, yeah.
Never you
plus
include a puppet, by the way.
I never understood. I mean, when I finally found out that he was gonna this is how he was gonna end, because I knew it was a limited role. I knew he was,
Yeah,
he was
okay.
the guy said he was, whatever. Didn't know he was gonna exactly what happened. Like I get shot by the sun. But anyway, I was just unsure about where I stood anywhere, with it all.
Oh, okay.
And it was just because I was just tired from traveling all night long, not living at home, living in a suitcase. And then the role was so kind of funky and unclear.
And it was,
That was a challenge.
I have to say, whenever they give you a puppet to use, you always know they're going to be psycho later at some point.
Well, I knew that, and one of my
Right.
favorite movies is Magic. So I thought, oh my God, I get to do a psychopathic ventriloquist. I love it.
Oh, okay, good.
So
That's good.
that's why I agreed to it. I thought that'd be interesting and a challenge.
There you
Hence
go.
the challenge.
There you go. Then it was a challenge. And what are you doing now? What can we expect with the music? Your music.
Yeah,
not
my
for
music.
shows.
Well, we're going to play again. I think next summer.
I was going to say, are you doing the summer
Yeah, my
festival
brother's
again?
going to try doing the concert, and so this year we're hoping to open for one single band. I can't mention the name, but
Okay.
it should be very exciting. Don't forget, we're going to go for probably just one big headliner, and then there'll be two acts before them, and we'll be.
And
one of
that
those
was
acts.
really successful. That's been a great concert.
Well, for a first summer,
For
my
a first-
brother,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if he made any money, but he got, you don't ever really make money until you
Well,
do it a
yeah.
couple times. But there were some people there, and it's, it'll get good word of mouth because it's an outdoor venue, and so I think, Billings will.
And that's, I was
embrace
going to
it.
say, the Montana version of Woodstock, right?
Well, they're going to try to do that, I think, and make it a 2-day festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it'll be a Saturday, a Friday and Saturday night. And
Okay,
there'll
so
be-
they're talking
there'll
about
be
several
bands, and they'll have
bands.
bands throughout the day. I think they're going to try to do the stage, the day stage.
Oh, you definitely have to share that with us because
Yeah, I will.
that's going to be
When
great.
it gets, I will. When it gets going.
Because I bet you'll have people buying tickets on planes to go to that too, not just fan events.
Yeah, it'll be a
'Cause-
fun event. Yeah,
That'll be wonderful.
yeah. The bands will be great. The bands they're looking at.
So what do we think is happening now for Wally going forward here? We're sitting with both soaps now going forward?
Yeah.
Actively on both soaps,
Yeah.
we can see you.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Okay,
so
good.
Far, so I haven't heard anything different.
And we know
I mean, I feel like also both shows seem to be understanding and cool with it.
and they certainly seem to be engaging the characters, which we love. We love that we see your character.
Yeah,
You're
not just a flyby.
not a flyby and not a vertical prop.
Yeah.
Where you're in, hello, I saw you and we're gone. You're really getting some serious story on both of them then now with what you're hinting for
Yeah.
GH for us.
Yeah, they don't have time. The writers don't have time to just throw somebody on the canvas without doing something. Those days are over.
I'm glad.
Now everyone has to work, and everyone has to work fast and work with an active emotional life.
Well, as a fan,
Rather
I'm
than a
thrilled with
passive.
it. I'm thrilled with that because when, they would always be like group scenes or things like that in the past. Sometimes you'd have a person who you really wanted to have on the canvas more and they would just be like part of a group of people watching a wedding and then they disappear again and things
Yeah.
like that.
I don't think they do as many audience research as they used to. I talked to someone the other day and asked about that, and I guess it's kind of expensive. A little expensive
Okay.
to do all the,
Okay.
the research, getting people, who do they like, what stories do they like, and do all that, weekly.
I think they can get on social media though and probably figure that out
Yeah.
if they really pay attention. And
Maybe that's probably why they get just as good a sense on social media.
And I do see some of the, what I would call people, when they say the powers that be, from both soap operas, are very engaged on Twitter.
Yeah.
They trying to see what's happening out there, and they'll put it out there.
Right, and I never hear anything about, would the guy just stay on one soap and stop confusing me?
Oh no, I don't think I've ever heard that.
Which
If
is
anything-
shocking to me. I mean, honestly,
Really?
I'm not sure. I'd want to see, the same actor on, just 2 nighttime shows that I watch. I can't even think of any shows.
But the point is that I think that, look, it's a tribute to you, I'll say that because clearly we're able to compartmentalize. When I watch Days of Our Lives, I see Justin. When I watch General Hospital, I see Ned.
I don't know how. I mean, I'm not like, it's not like one has an accent or one has that different hair color. Or...
And I have to tell you, when Ned was also Eddie Main, that was easy too. That was fun.
Well, yeah.
But that was a costume change.
Yes, it was. Just required blousey.
And now, anything else that we should be looking
leather
for?
pants.
Yeah, that was definitely, and for some reason, I always thought that was really fascinating when they finally both merged and everybody discovered the reality of that. I know as a fan, it was a great fun.
Yeah.
It was a fun trip to watch that storyline play out.
Yeah.
Any other projects we can look at that you're working on, or we're just?
Yeah, I'm actually working on I'm going to be doing, when I come back from Thanksgiving, I'm going to be doing an ultra low budget film called The Nesting Doll by Nicole Kahn. She's writer-director. She's done a few movies. You can find her online, Nicole Kahn, C-O-N-N.
Okay.
And it's a new script, and I went in actually to read for a role that I didn't get, but they wanted me in it because they saw some music that I'd done.
Okay.
So Nicole, I knew the casting director, so she wrote a part for me, and it's a small little part where I get to play the guitar and I'm going to sing a song that
so this will be an indie film?
Yeah. So when that comes out, I'll definitely let everyone know about that.
Yeah, and where we can find it.
Oh yeah, it'll be at film festivals, and I'm sure it'll be released.
You know the nice thing
about
about
online market.
Yeah, I mean the nice thing about the film festivals is that they're all over.
Yeah.
So it's not like we could only have to be in LA to see it.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be released online too, so you can watch it in the comfort of your home.
Yes,
it's a great cast.
Download,
it's a really good cast. Bruce Davison and Kate Burton.
See, this sounds very promising.
Yeah.
Is this a full-length feature or short? A full-length feature. What's the genre?
Romance, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Romantic, like a romantic dramedy or whatever.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna look for that.
Dramedy, not a dramedy, because it's not funny.
It's not funny, just a drama?
It's a drama.
But a romance. It's a romance.
Yeah.
But you're not the romantic center.
No. I'm Buck. I play the guitar. And
Buck? Okay, great.
I don't even know what hat I'm going to wear. Probably a cowboy hat. Cowboy hats.
Well, I want to thank you for sitting down today with me for Carolyn Topol Talk. I really, really appreciate it. It was nice seeing you.
Yes, nice seeing you.
And I'm looking forward to seeing more and more of you on both GH and Days of Our Lives, and then the new film when it comes out.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's a joy. I'm so honored and privileged to be working still as an actor. I love what I do, and so I'm really grateful to all of you for continuing to watch and support me and my craft, and I'm glad you enjoy it and keep watching.
Well, thank
Hopefully
you so much.
Hopefully I'll keep trying to perform more magic.
And we will see you for sure. We'll keep watching for sure. Your fans are very dedicated. Well, take care.
All right.
And we'll see you soon.
Okay.